get through it properly.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So this is the Islamic dilemma. So let me just give a brief opening about what the Islamic dilemma is. Now,
Christian dilemma.
Yeah, both.
Both of them.
yeah.
Both, yeah.
So if the Torah and the Gospel are true, then the Quran must be false because the Torah and the Gospel both deny the Quran. And if the Torah and the Gospel are false, then the Quran is still false because the Quran is confirming false scriptures. Now, to give you a quick example of how the Torah and the Gospel deny the Quran, in the Torah it teaches that all nations of the earth will be blessed through the seed of Isaac, right? That salvation will come through the seed of Isaac. That promise is fulfilled through Jesus Christ, through whom all nations are saved, through his death, burial, and resurrection for the forgiveness of sins, right? Muhammad is not from the seed of Isaac. Some say that he's from the seed of Ishmael, therefore salvation cannot come from him or through him or through his message. That's how the Torah and the Gospel, just one example of how the Torah and the Gospel deny the Quran. Now there are many instances where it talks about the Torah and the Gospel, where the Quran is confirming the Torah and the Gospel. Let me show you. So give me a second. So in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 89 it says, although they used to pray for victory by means of the Prophet over the polytheists, when there came to them a book from Allah which they recognized, confirming the scripture that they had in their hands, they rejected it. So may Allah's condemnation be upon the disbelievers. And in 291 it says, when it is said to them, believe in what Allah has revealed, they reply, we only believe in what was sent down to us, and they deny what came afterwards, though it is the truth confirming their own scriptures.
That's right.
Asking them, O Prophet, why then would you kill Allah's prophets before if you are truly believers? And also in Surah 5 verse 43, but why then, but why,
1 minute.
thank you. But why do they come to you for judgment when they already have the Torah containing Allah's judgment? Then they turn away after all. They are not true believers. And in 5:47, so let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it. And those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the rebellious. Now, how much time do I have left?
30 seconds.
30 seconds left. Now, if I had more time, I'd give more examples of how the Quran is confirming the previous scriptures, right? But essentially what you have here is multiple examples of how the Quran is confirming the previous scriptures. Now what I want from this gentleman is a clear verse in the Quran that teaches that the previous scriptures, the Torah and the Injil namely, are corrupted.
All right. I need everyone to pay attention because what I'm going to demonstrate is, what's your name?
Timothy.
Timothy doesn't know basic epistemology and doesn't know how to derive basic theology from when it comes to text. He claimed that the Quran confirms the Bible, and if the Quran confirms the Bible, it means that it's faulty because the Bible contradicts the Quran. Well, there's going to be a hidden premise in this argument. The hidden premise is that the author of the Quran must confirm everything in the biblical narrative. Now, the reason why it can't be an absolute confirmation is because epistemologically speaking, we can conclude what the author intends when he's doing these, saying these verses. Epistemology is how we know things, is how we get to know things. And for me, it's okay, I'll teach you today, but that's okay. Now, you said that Christ fulfills these prophecies and these supposed messianic prophecies. That's not even true. I'm going to show that. I'm going to expose how your messiahs are false messiah according to Zechariah 13:7 and according to Ezekiel 44 verse number 9. But that's besides the point. Our response to the Islamic dilemma is very simple, and he's not going to be able to answer it. I promise you. And I need everyone to pay attention to this. The answer is going to be that the author seems to be aware of the biblical narratives and the biblical content, and although while being aware of the biblical narratives and the biblical contents, he has no issue in consciously editing that material. If the author of the Quran has no issue in consciously editing material, it means he doesn't believe it to be absolutely true, therefore entailing that the confirmation cannot be absolute. It's a very clear syllogism. If you want me to put it formally, I'll put it formally for you. But the simple question, and I need everyone to pay attention, watch how he's not going to answer this. The question is, if the author is conscious of biblical material, and he changes that material, it means he doesn't believe it's entirely true. It's either yes, he doesn't believe it's entirely true, or no, and then you're going to fall into a fallacy. And I'm going to point it out if you do. Okay? So now, this is the question, everyone. Pay attention. If the author knows the contents of the Quran, of the Bible, and while knowing the content, edits it, it means he doesn't believe it's absolutely true. Answer the question, and let's move on.
Okay. Did you notice that he actually didn't answer my question? I said in my opening, show me a clear verse in the Quran.
How much time will we do for the rebuttal? Sounds good.
Yeah?
Sounds good.
I said, show me a clear verse in the Quran that teaches that the previous scriptures, namely the Torah and the Injil or the Gospel, are corrupted. That's all I asked. He hasn't answered that question.
Epistemology, I mentioned.
So can I clarify then, just to make sure?
Yeah.
Are you saying to me that there isn't a clear verse for everyone to hear? Are you saying that there isn't a clear verse in the Quran?
It's clear. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Are you saying in front of everybody here that there isn't a clear verse in the Quran that teaches that the Torah and the Gospel are corrupted?
Hold on. So let me point out your double standard. Is there a clear verse in the Bible that says that Christ has a dual nature? And said that Christ, there's three hypostases and one essence and one usia? No, because through epistemology, you derive this information by reconciling the text and knowing the intention of the author. Basic epistemology 101. The same way that you mention terms and you mention beliefs that although are not explicit in the Bible, I can do the same thing. Because if I'm justified in believing that the author of the Quran knows the Bible, and while knowing the Bible, he edits it, it means he doesn't believe it's absolutely true. Now, I answered your question. No. You have to answer my. No, you have to answer my question. No. Just let me finish. Let me finish. Again, he hasn't answered the question, guys. If the author knows the contents of the Bible, and while knowing the contents of the Bible changes material, it means he doesn't believe it's absolutely true. Agree or disagree?
Let me respond.
Agree or disagree?
Let me respond and I'll get to that. I'll get to that. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Guys, he's gonna get to that. So he's gonna say agree or disagree, right? We're gonna wait.
That's not a problem.
Go ahead.
Right? So it sounds like to me then you're admitting. I remember when I was talking to you the other day or the other week, I mentioned this. You're not going to find a clear verse in the Quran that teaches that the previous scriptures are corrupted. I've given him an opportunity to show me a verse. He hasn't done it. Now all my life, as a Christian, I've been told by Muslims, oh yeah, the Quran says that the previous scriptures are corrupted. Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 79, it's not bringing it up. Surah Al-Ma'idah chapter 5 verse 13 and 14, it's not bringing it up. Right? Surah Al-Ma'idah chapter 5 verse 48, he's not bringing it up. Because all of these verses have been debunked. All of these verses have been debunked. Now he's going down this conscious editing kind of route to try to teach that the... So answer me the question again specifically.
Ask me the question again. Right, it's the third time.
Answer me again specifically.
Alright, for the fourth time. Yeah. The question that he's not going to be able to answer, and I know I'm wasting my time. Let me finish. I'm going to ask you the question. If the author is aware of biblical contents, or at least aware of major themes, and while knowing this content, edits material in the Bible, it means he doesn't believe that the entire Bible is true, right?
Not necessarily, and let me explain why.
Go ahead. So now it's a fallacy. Go ahead.
Let me explain why. There's a lot in your question, right? First, you assume that there is one author of the Quran. I'm assuming that you're saying that that's Allah.
I can grant naturalistic means.
No issue. By the way, be careful when you put it, because sometimes I get Russian sounds. You need to explain to me who the author of the Quran is, right? Because from my perspective, there are many authors of the Quran. Which Quran are we talking about? Which Qira'at, right? This is a loaded question.
Yeah, granted.
Right? No,
yeah.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead. This doesn't help you. Go ahead.
This is a loaded question. The author of the Quran. Am I meant to assume that's Allah?
No, we're talking about we're talking from a historical perspective.
Now, if somebody consciously changes something, then why can't you come to the understanding, which is perfectly reasonable to me, that someone or a group of people could lie to do that? For example, right? I could believe in something, but not want you to believe in it, so I lie to you about that thing, right? why can't you factor in deception as into this equation? Why do you have this view that the author of the Quran, who is the author of the Quran?
Yeah.
Who is the author of the
Yeah,
Quran?
if you're going to ask me that question, it's going to be Allah. However,
Okay.
I'm not finished speaking. Hey, brother, brother, I'm not finished. I'm not finished
I will
speaking.
say my point.
No,
I will say my
I'm not
point.
finished speaking.
Let me say this bit.
Excuse me.
Let me say this bit.
I'm not finished
So,
speaking.
let me say
You're not
this
gonna
bit.
strawman. Excuse me.
So
You're not gonna
Allah is
strawman.
consciously editing.
Hello.
His previous
Excuse me.
revelation.
I'm not finished
So
speaking.
Allah,
Is
according to
he
him-
good?
According to him, no.
Yo, are you good? No. I am not done speaking.
Allah is consciously
I am so
editing
sorry that the beginning of your
previous
sentence up to the middle of mine.
revelation. Can you
Is this guy
understand
good?
that? Yeah.
He's not.
According to you.
No, I'm not done speaking. Are you gonna have a dialogue? No, excuse me.
I'm just clarifying.
No, are you gonna have a dialogue or we're gonna speak
Go
over each other?
ahead.
Okay, good. If I say to you that I make a distinction between naturalistic analysis and analysis from my epistemology, the answer is going to differ. Meaning, from a naturalistic perspective, from a historian perspective, of course they're not going to grant that Allah is the author. The point being is that even from historical perspective, we can come to the conclusion that the author of the Quran is one. Now that could be Muhammad, it could be someone else. The point being is that whoever that author is, and I know you're struggling, it's okay. Excuse me, I'm not done speaking. Hello. Is he good? Hey brother, are you good? I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking. Now you appeal to deception, let me finish. He appealed to deception and he said, hey, the author, although he knows it's true, is appealing to the mass to deceive them. So now, are you telling me that the author wants the audience to believe that not all the scripture is true? Is that what you're telling me?
I'll tell you what I'm telling you.
Answer, yes or no?
Let me tell you.
Yes or no?
Let me tell you what I'm telling
You never answer the question.
Can I give my own answer?
Can't answer
Can I
questions.
give my own
Because if he
answer?
appeals to deception,
Can I
he
give-
still has to concede that the author wants the believer to not believe in the entire Torah and the Bible. And the Bible. That's the point.
Your entire argument is based on assumptions.
Answer the question, please. Don't waste my time.
No, I'm answering.
Please don't waste my time.
But let me answer how I want to answer. Right? You're afraid that I'm going to say something that.
No,
that
I can't let it
challenges
terrible.
your
You fall into fallacies. It's
Let
fine. Go
me
ahead.
just speak freely.
Go ahead.
I don't want this to break down again. Right?
But please don't answer the question.
Your argument is entirely based on assumptions. First, you're assuming that Allah is the author.
No, I'm not. I'm literally not. I granted I granted you historical means.
You said Allah is the author of the Quran.
Oh my God, I granted naturalistic means. Is this guy good?
Is Allah the author of the Quran? Yes or no?
From a historical perspective.
From your perspective.
Hey brother,
I'm talking to you.
this is a naturalistic discussion.
I'm
Are you good?
talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Okay, good. I got you.
I'm talking to you.
I got you. I'm gonna answer.
Yes.
Now, even if you're talking to me, that doesn't mean I can't grant another position. Are you good? I can still grant another position, although I'm tied
This is why I walked
to
away
a
the
dogmatic
first
belief.
time, because it's a joke.
Okay, good.
This is absolutely a joke.
Answer the deception point that you made.
I brought up in my opening.
Don't run away.
I brought up Quranic verses.
Answer the deception point that you made.
I showed evidence. He's showing no evidence.
Sounds good.
Your entire argument is based on an assumption.
Sounds good.
Right? I'm saying.
He knows he's stuck, by the way.
No, I'm
Go
not
ahead.
stuck.
Finish.
Right,
I'll
by
let you
the way,
finish.
I've always made this claim. Anyone who knows me, I've said it in previous debates, that the Quran is a deceptive book. Right? Whether
That's irrelevant. That's literally irrelevant to the
to
discussion.
you, because you're looking for
literally
one
irrelevant.
outcome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make you concede.
and
I'm gonna make you concede.
You're looking,
Don't worry.
You're looking for one outcome. I've said from the beginning, right, that the Quran is a deceptive book, right? There are multiple places where the Quran is saying
Nothing to do with
believe
the
in the
debate.
previous books.
Nothing to do with the debate.
In Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 4. In Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 285. And my favorite one in Surah An-Nisa chapter 4 verse 136 if I'm not mistaken.
Wanna ask
It
him
says
the first
to
question? If he
believe
doesn't
in the
answer it,
previous
he's wasting
books.
time.
Now he's saying that, bro, you're my ear. He's saying, right? He's saying that the author of the Quran is consciously editing the material in the previous scriptures because he's saying that the material in previous scriptures is not true. Whilst at the same time saying to believe in those books that are not within the Quran. How does that even make sense?
Thank you.
So on one hand,
Hey, finish land,
so
though.
on one hand,
Land,
the
brother.
Quran is teaching, according to him, right? The Quran is teaching, believe in the books that came before, which are not contained within the Quran. And then he's saying that the Quran is also consciously editing
Land, please.
from
Land.
those books. How does that even make sense?
Thank you. Now, I'm not even gonna waste. You stumped yourself because you wanted to employ the point of deception. Oh, the author is just deceiving the believers. Now, I'm going to ask you this one question, and I know you're not going to answer it because you said you were going to answer at the beginning and you didn't answer it. If the author, let me finish. You don't answer the question at the end, you fumbled. Too bad. Now pay attention. If the author of the Quran wants the people to believe that he's consciously added material, it means he wants the people to not believe in the entire Bible, right? Yes or no?
He's deceiving people.
So he doesn't want them to believe in the entire Bible, right? No, yes or no? Yes or no?
Assuming
Yeah?
that there is one author of the
Yeah?
Quran. This
Then-
is your assumption.
Then yes, right? No, say yes.
Say yes or no.
Say yes.
Wait, like, guys.
Oh
are
my
you
God.
listening? Are you listening? How
Yo.
many times is he saying, say yes?
So
say yes.
say it.
Say
Concede.
yes. He's looking for a TikTok moment.
Yeah, I am.
How many times?
You're saying.
You're scared to answer the
Hold on.
Yo.
Interesting. This is interesting, right?
No, answer. No. Answer the question.
I'll be honest with you.
Answer the
Is it
question.
Amir, yeah?
Yes, answer the
I'll
question.
be honest, you make a good salesman, right?
Okay, answer
Honestly,
the
you make a
question.
good salesman. Do you know why?
Answer the question. Yo.
He goes,
If the author is deceiving, no.
Say yes.
If the
Say
author,
yes.
if
He wants me to say yes.
it's a true dichotomy. If the author is deceiving the people according to you, it means he doesn't want them to believe in the entire Bible, right? Yes or no?
This is what I'm saying.
No, answer
Let
yes
me
or
tell you
no.
what I'm saying.
Look, no. This is the last time. This is the last chance I'm
Let me
going to
tell
give
you
you.
what I'm saying.
Last chance I'm going to give you.
You don't
Answer
give
the
me any
question.
chances. Let me
Okay.
tell you what I'm saying.
I'm going to make it very.
Let
Look,
me-
guys, this is a question. If the author of the Quran is supposedly deceiving the Muslims, and he wants them to not believe in the entire Bible, and he's consciously editing material, according to your hypothesis, he doesn't want the Muslims to believe in the entire Bible, right?
This is what I'm saying.
Yes or no?
Let me explain.
Address
I'm
what he's
done.
saying though.
Let me see what I'm saying.
I'm done, bro.
Let me explain.
Bro, he landed like 5 times. He's not answering nothing. Okay, we're gonna give you one more chance. One more chance, everyone. One more chance. Go ahead.
What do you mean one more chance, everyone?
One more chance. Go ahead.
Let me
Please.
explain. Right? Now, like I said to you before, you're assuming that there is one author of the Quran.
What
This
is
is
Go ahead. Finish. I'm not talking to you, brother.
he's assuming that there's one author of the Quran, right? And that this author is Allah. And that,
Oh my God.
bro, we need to stop. We need to speak in
Finish up, bro. Finish up, please. You're wasting everyone's time. Finish
we
up.
need to speak like based on what you actually believe. You're creating
Finish.
this kind of false dichotomy there.
I thought it was a
Like
kind of
what?
critique.
Like what is it?
I don't know, man.
Like what is it that you're actually like? Who? Like if you're saying
got
to
you.
me, you're saying to me, right?
I got you. Watch this.
You're saying to me that the Allah is the author of the Quran.
Oh my God.
So bro, you keep saying this.
Do you know what granting naturalistic means? No. Stop.
I'm
Stop. No,
talking to
everyone,
you-
stop.
Wait, hold on a second.
Do you know
I'm
what
talking to
Hey,
you-
brother. Hey, brother.
I'm talking to you as. Are you a
Granting-
Muslim?
Oh my God.
Are you a Muslim?
Of course I'm Muslim.
Right, so
But-
let me talk to you as a Muslim and based on what you believe.
Sounds good. Finish up, land, so I can ask you a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if you're a Muslim, you believe.
Brother, finish up. Finish up. Don't speak to me.
Man,
Finish up.
What do you mean don't speak?
Okay,
to
finish
me?
up, please. Go ahead.
This is gonna break down again.
Go ahead.
Honestly, this is gonna break down again. You believe as a Muslim that Allah is the author of the Quran. So your entire point, right, is based on this. I'm saying first and foremost that I do not believe that Allah is the author of the Quran. Right? That's number one. I think there were many hands involved in putting the Quran together. Even when we look at the compilation of the Quran, according to Sahih al-Bukhari 4986, says that Zayd bin Thabit searched for fragmentary scripts of the Quran on parchment, thin white stones.
Hey, don't throw out homonyms. Don't throw out homonyms. Stay on the topic.
I'm making my
Because then I'm
point.
gonna have to refute you.
Scapula from the chest of men. Who were all these men that Zayd got the Quran from? They were all contributors to the book, right? We don't know who they are. We don't know who these people are, where they come from, what's their first name, what's their last name. We don't know this.
Sounds good.
So he's saying to me that the author, the singular author, by the way, which I completely disagree with, is consciously editing because in doing so he's saying that the previous scriptures are corrupted. I would say that we can't even say what the mind is of these people. I would say from a personal perspective that the Quran is a deceptive book. It's a book that is designed to deceive people away from the Torah and away from the Injil that it claims to be confirming. Now, I've shown you various texts in the Quran. This guy hasn't shown me anything.
Thank you.
Not one verse in the Quran.
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to respond and watch. At the end, I'm going to ask him the same question and watch if I'm going to answer it. First of all, let me respond to the point about multiple authors. Right? He says there's multiple authors of the Quran. Sounds good. According to the most rigorous research done by non-Muslims, they conclude that the Quran has one author. Let me read to you. The Chronology of the Quran, a stylometric research program by Benham Sedgwi. What does he say in his abstract? He says, this essay demonstrates the stylistic unity of many large passages, it also shows that the Quran has one author. This is the most recent research that's done on the Quran. Now, forget that, put aside. Now, watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Granted, there's multiple authors of the Quran. Pay attention. Granted, there's multiple authors of the Quran. If they want to deceive the Muslims, the authors, want the Muslims to believe that not the entire Bible is true, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So what are they deceiving them on?
Let me say that.
So what's the deception?
Let me tell you.
What's the deception?
Let me answer you.
Go ahead.
Right? Your point is about what the author believes. Yes or no?
No. What does he want to convey?
Your point is about your.
What are they deceiving them into?
Amir,
answer the question.
Amir, your point is about what the author.
This guy's terrible.
Hold on, Amir.
What is he deceiving them? No. You have to engage now. You have to engage. What is he deceiving them into?
I'm answering.
No.
Your point is about what the author believes.
Right.
That's the first thing that you said.
Sounds
good, right?
When you said deceive, what is he deceiving them into?
Your point is about what the author believes. That's what you said in the beginning. What does the author believe?
Thank you.
Right?
That's
what you said. Now, I can say that the author's intentions are to deceive people.
Into what?
Into not following the Torah. And
Thank you.
That's not a concession.
Thank you.
That's not a concession.
So he doesn't want the Muslims to believe in the Bible.
Deception.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Now, what he was saying is this.
That's a concession, bro. Yo.
I don't know why he's laughing.
Yo. Hey, brother. You're not going to shake my hand?
Oh, not on that.
It's GG's. It's game over. It's game over.
Let me tell you why.
It's game over.
Let me tell you why.
Oh, yeah, Christian dilemma, yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Finish up.
Bro, let me explain. You gotta let me at least respond.
Just conceded.
Let me explain. Your whole argument, right, from the get-go.
Oh, my days, bro.
Let me explain, man.
Go ahead.
Your whole argument from the get-go. How are you, my friend? You alright, yeah? Good to see you. Your whole argument from the get-go was the belief of the author. That's what your argument was, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the author or the authors, right, of the Quran could easily argue that they intended to deceive the people who are reading their material, right? That's what I'm saying. Now, it doesn't mean that because the person is deceiving, he's not aware or doesn't believe that the previous scriptures are true. That's an assumption that he's making. That his whole argument is based on an assumption. Everything that I've said is based on Quranic verses. I can also go to the hadith.
I'm coming for you today.
Yeah, I can't lie, he got baked.
I'm about to bake you right now. Deep fry you.
Where's Orlando?
Huh?
Orlando's not in today?
Oh, you want Orlando?
Where you at?
Dude, I'm in a debate.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's move to the next debate now. It's game over.
Let me finish.
That's too funny.
Let me finish.
Yeah. Stay here.
You've been going. Let's just, that's it. One sentence and then let's end it.
So there was at no point, just to make this very clear, there was no point. You are a nuisance, man. Honestly, you are a nuisance, man, and you're a rude person.
Brother, let's stand it, please. Stand it so we can move on, because it's done. He's done.
Your whole argument is based on what the author.
Right, okay, cool. Just end it.
Yeah, anyway, what's my point? I had said to him in the beginning, show me a clear verse in the Quran that teaches that the previous scriptures were corrupted. He didn't answer my question. He didn't show me a clear verse, and he didn't establish his point.
Okay, let's see. Alright, done. Alright, boom. Okay, now we're going to move to the second section of the debates. I'm going to be challenging the opponent on the coherence and the standing of his doctrine, meaning him being a Christian. Right? So it's going to be an internal critique, as I'm promising, it's going to be an internal critique. Now, the argument is going to focus on Deuteronomy chapter 13, where the author of Deuteronomy posits a way to know false prophets from true prophets. He specifically mentions, and this is God speaking, that if a prophet comes and teaches gods that you do not know, then that prophet is a false prophet. That's what he says, right? So according to that criteria, if Christ was preaching to the Jews a God that they didn't know, it means that Christ, according to his own standard, is a false prophet. Now, my fellow friend here believes that Christ was going around preaching a Trinity. He was going around preaching a triune being, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Okay? Now, is that what the Jews historically believed? Now, there's only a few ways to get around this. He can either appeal to the text of the Old Testament to show what the Jews believed, but that's not going to help him. Because the very thing in question is what the Jews believed while reading the Torah. So if we can't demonstrate a single Jewish group before Christ who did believe in a triune or a multi-personal being, it means that according to his own standard, Christ is preaching a false God. Not only that, I can even posit the opposite, that the Old Testament teaches a unipersonal being. Because according to Nehemiah 9:6, Nehemiah is addressing God and he says, you alone are Yahweh. So he uses personal pronouns, personal single pronouns, to refer to a person, and said that a person is alone. And that person is actually identified as the Father by Paul in Romans chapter 3, verse number 7 to 24. So now, this is a simple argument. If Christ teaches a God that the Jews didn't know, Christ is a false prophet. It is the case that Christ taught a God that the Jews didn't know, therefore Christ is a false prophet. Please.
Say that again, sorry.
Yeah. If Christ taught a God that the Jews didn't know, it means that Christ is a false prophet according to the standard in Deuteronomy 13. It is the case that the Jews didn't know the God that Christ taught because they didn't believe in a triune being. Therefore, Christ is a false prophet according to Deuteronomy 13.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
I know.
Christian dilemma.
Yeah.
So if I'm slow to respond, you have to respect that.
Okay, but so should we do it timed then?
No, it's fine. I can give this back and forth.
Okay, but you take very long winded response. I don't want it to ways away from what I want it to be.
Yeah, but it needs to be. My responses need to be accurate.
Just don't make it long winded.
So let me see if I've understood correctly. You're saying that Christ is teaching. What's the dilemma? Either Christ is not God.
No. Deuteronomy 13 states that if a prophet teaches a God that the Jews don't know, it means he's a false prophet. That's the criteria. Christ taught a God that the Jews didn't know because the Jews didn't believe in a triune being unless he can demonstrate otherwise. Therefore, Christ is a false prophet because he taught a God that the Jews didn't know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But I would argue that Christ, I would argue even from the Old Testament, right? We look at Genesis chapter 18 and Genesis chapter 19 in particular. In Genesis chapter 19 verse 24, it says the following. It says, then the Lord rained down sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. In other words, Yahweh rain down sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Yahweh out of the heavens. So there is a Yahweh on earth and there is a Yahweh in the heavens.
Okay.
Right? This is in the Torah. This is in Genesis chapter 19.
Sounds good.
Now where this comes from is actually in Genesis chapter 18, where it says that 3 men appeared to Abraham. One of them actually being Yahweh and 2 of them being angels.
Okay.
When they stay with Abraham for a little while, then the 2 men depart and go to Sodom, which is mentioned in the beginning of chapter 19 actually, where it says the 2 angels came, and the 3rd man remains with Abraham communicating with him. And then later, that 3rd man, who's Yahweh, is found in Genesis 19:24 to go down to Sodom and Gomorrah and then to rain down fire and brimstone upon them. So we have evidence there, and Jewish people, Messianic Jews, believe that's God in the flesh. They don't dispute that. They don't have that.
Sounds good. I got you.
Understand what I'm
I got you. Now, guys, the response that he gave is that he appealed to the very text in question. The text in question is whether or not the Old Testament teaches a tri-personal being. Now, what he doesn't understand is that I'm making a good argument from silence. A good argument from silence that if it was the case that Genesis 18 and Genesis 17 were teaching a tri-personal being, we would expect Jews prior to Christ to affirm that belief. Since Jews prior to Christ don't affirm that belief, I can make a good argument from silence that that's not the correct interpretation of the text. And also, let me finish. That actually, and even on top of that, you go into Genesis 17 and 18 doesn't answer the objection, because the objection and the criteria given in is what the Jews know, not what the text says. So you have to show me that the Jews knew and worshipped a triune being. Not that your interpretation of Genesis 17 entails a multi-personal being. So now, the question is very clear. I'm going to make it very clear. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm going to ask the questions that way you're held into it, right? The question is there any Jews prior to Christ that did believe in a multi-personal being outside from the text itself in question? Can you answer that, please?
Absolutely, yes.
Give me the reference.
I just gave you one reference, Genesis.
That's the very thing in question.
Hold on.
That's the very thing in question.
That's what I brought up.
Okay, who read it and believed in a multi-personal being?
Let me speak now.
Oh God.
Bro, you have to
No, you're not answering the question. I'm not asking if the Old Testament teaches it. I'm asking who read the Old Testament and from it derived it.
What did you just say?
I'm not asking if the Old Testament taught it.
So you accepted the Old Testament taught it?
Brother, wait, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I'm saying who read the Old Testament from the Jews before Christ and came to the conclusion that you came to.
Okay, so that sounds like you accept that conclusion.
No, I don't have to accept or deny. I'm asking for evidence.
Let me give you.
Do you have a group of Jews or not?
Let me give you evidence.
Of Jews?
Bro.
Of Jews?
Can I explain?
You're strawmanning the question. I'm not asking if the text says it. I'm asking who read the text and came to the conclusion.
Okay, so how do you know the Jews in the time of Christ didn't have this understanding?
Not before the time of Christ.
Or at this time of Christ, or even before?
Yeah.
How do you know?
There's no evidence for it.
So what's your evidence that there's no evidence for it?
Oh my God.
What? Oh my God.
Yo, wait, this guy just said, wait.
What is your evidence?
This guy just said, what's your evidence that there is no evidence? Brother, the whole point.
You're making a point.
The whole point is that absence of evidence entails that the Jews didn't believe it. We don't have any evidence. Do you have any evidence that the Jews believe it?
I'm going through the scriptures.
Oh, the scriptures not. Oh my God.
So I can't use the scriptures.
Wait, the script.
Have you
brother,
noticed the theme in his argumentation? Have you noticed the theme in his argumentation?
The scripture is not the thing in question.
When it comes to the Quran, I can't use the scriptures.
Hello.
When it comes to the Bible, I can't use the scriptures.
My argument.
Literally
oh my God.
using the scriptures.
My argument doesn't rely.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible. Go ahead.
Actually,
Go ahead.
I'm using the scriptures to show why Jews at the time would have believed in God in being multiple persons. I'm showing you that. Genesis 19:24 is one of my evidences.
Okay, I just have, okay, finish up because I'm asking this question. I'm done.
Genesis 19:24 is one of my evidences. You can't dismiss that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Right? So,
I have one question. I'm done. Okay, one question. Is there a single Jew who read that passage in Genesis before Christ and came to the conclusion of a triune being? Yes or no?
I would argue yes.
Give me a one.
How can I tell you their names?
Oh, no.
So you don't have any.
How can I tell you their names?
Okay.
How can I tell you their names?
Name me a group. Name me a group. Who?
Jews, I would say this.
Who?
I would say this. The entire nation of the Jews.
Prove it, please.
I'm showing you for their text.
Prove it.
I'm showing you
the
for
text is the thing in question. Are you good?
I am good.
Okay. The thing in question, the premise in question, is whether or not the text teaches that. Now, I said I'm making a good argument from silence.
Yeah, so
let me finish. Would you agree that if the text clearly teaches it, we would expect Jews to hold that doctrine and reflect that doctrine outside the text? Yes or no?
Let me tell you this.
Answer yes or no.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you
Oh
this,
God.
Right? You gotta let me answer the way I want to.
Answer the questions.
Everything is a yes or no with you.
It is, because it's a true dichotomy.
Let me answer my way.
Is me saying yes or no bad?
Let me answer my way.
No. You have to answer yes or no.
Let me answer my way.
You have to answer yes or no.
You're not my boss.
You have to. It's a
not
debate.
your TikTok channel.
No, it's a debate. I have to hold you down to the question.
I'm answering.
It's a yes or no?
I'm answering.
So if you answer anything other than yes or no, then you're not answering.
I'm answering.
You're struggling.
I'm not struggling.
You are struggling.
I'm not struggling.
Go ahead.
You're not allowing me to speak freely. Right?
It's a true dichotomy.
Essentially what you're asking for is evidence.
Oh Lord.
Essentially what you're asking for is evidence of what the Jews believed.
Yes.
Right? And I'm showing you.
That's, oh my God.
Look,
The thing in question in the text.
I just want to be able to flow, man.
No. You being able to flow is other words saying you don't want to answer.
I'm actually getting.
I tried to propose 2 minutes, but he don't want it.
Yeah, let me just say
So,
what I need to say.
deal with it.
Let me just say what I need to say. Right?
Go ahead.
I'm going. Thank you.
But he's not answering. So I have to hold him down. I have to.
Even he's telling you to let me speak, man.
Go ahead, finish.
Come on. You're talking about what the Jews believed. The best way to know what the Jews believed is to go to their texts, to go to their scriptures, to see what they actually believed. I'm doing that. I've gone to Genesis chapter 18, but I touched upon it. I went to 19:24. It says Yahweh on earth called upon Yahweh in heaven. In some translation it says Hashem called upon Hashem, or Hashem rained down fire. It says, then the Lord rained down sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of heavens. So there's a Lord on earth and there's a Lord in the heavens. This is in the Torah. This is in the first book, right? We have other texts that we can talk about. Jude, brother, I'm having a debate. There's other texts as well that we have that I can show him. I don't think he's going to accept it though. There's a multiplicity of texts that will prove the Trinity in the Old Testament. He doesn't want to go there. All he wants to do is argue from silence.
We're going to declare him soon.
That's it. Soon. He says he's going to declare me soon, so he obviously hasn't declared me yet. He's not confident. He's not confident.
Hey.
Wait, if you fake it, so why did he say declare me soon then? So even he doesn't believe.
The two declarations. That's it.
He doesn't believe that he's declared me. He's admitted it himself.
Are you done? Okay, good. Thank you so much. Now, guys, so he's saying that we can justify what the Jews believed from the text alone. Now, I'm going to test the epistemology. I'm going to press him on and watch how he answers. Let me finish. Hello, let me finish. Now, would you agree with me that if Christ was going around teaching a Trinity and teaching a tri-personal being, we would expect the earliest followers to reflect that belief? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Now, if the Old Testament was teaching a triune being, would you expect the earliest Jews to reflect that belief? Yes or no?
Yes.
Prove it.
Through the scripture.
No. Wait, the earliest follower. When it comes to the earliest followers, do you justify their belief in the Trinity? For example, the church fathers. When I want to know what the church, do I go to the Bible?
Okay, so now you're throwing in a
No,
lot.
answer the question.
Now you're throwing in a lot though.
It's a symmetry. It's a clear symmetry.
Now you're throwing in a multitude of things.
No, now you're
I'm
stuck.
sticking with the text.
Okay,
no, you're stuck.
No.
That's why you're going church fathers.
When it comes to the church fathers,
stuck.
how do you know what they believe?
That's why you're going to the church
Answer
fathers.
the question. When it comes to the church fathers, how do you know what they believe?
I'm not talking about the church
Do you go to the Bible?
I'm talking about the scriptures.
Oh my God.
I'm going back.
Brother.
Don't say, oh my God.
Do you know what a good argument?
Don't say, oh my God.
Do you know what a good?
No. Now
brother,
you go to church fathers.
do you know what a good
You've
argument from silence
introduced
is?
Introduce church fathers.
Do you know what a good
because
argument from silence
you can't
is?
prove your point in the Bible.
Oh God.
That's why you've introduced church fathers.
Do you know what a good?
Stick to the Bible.
Hey.
Stick to the
My
Bible.
argument didn't involve the Bible.
It did.
It didn't.
It did. What the Jews believed.
Yeah.
Their book is the Bible.
The very thing in question
book is the Bible.
okay.
Their book is
outside the Bible. Watch this.
The Torah.
Outside the Bible, anyone who read the Bible, the Torah, and came to
the. Know who we're talking about.
Answer the question. The Jews.
We have to know who we're talking about.
The Jews. Okay. Let me finish.
Who were given the.
Let me finish. Outside the Bible, who read the text? Because the text is the very thing in question.
Yeah.
That's what we're examining. Who read that text and came to the conclusion of a triune being?
The Jews.
Prove it!
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you.
He's gonna go to the text. If he goes to the text, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's this. Check this out. In the Gospel of Mark.
Holy crap.
I can't go to the text.
Hey, look. Let's end on good faith because
I can't even go to
GG's, bro. GG's.
You heard what he said.
It's a good argument from silence. Please learn epistemology. Please learn epistemology, bro. Oh my days. Where's Orlando, man?
Stay here.
Orlando?
Stay here. Let him wrap up and then stay here.
What do you want to debate?
Don't worry. Let me wrap up. Let him wrap up. I'm about to listen. I'm about to let him wrap up.
Hey, man. Yeah.
What's the eternal paragraph? What's the eternal paragraph?
What's the what? Eternal?
Next.
We'll get there.
Let the guy.
You have to tell me the topic though. You can't just like.
Oh no, don't worry.
You don't have
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Or what if I say no?
You're always gonna say no.
Well, no, I don't.
We're not on TikTok.
I spoke
We
with
are
you.
not on TikTok. You're not gonna.
Bacon today.
Yeah, stay here. I want you to stay here too.
Yes, finish.